excuse me, some of you already really did a great job using in the question for the midterm for the impermanent sculpture. Well done on that, to go into chapter 11. That was really smart. Okay, so the things we're going to cover are additive sculpture, modeling, assembling, carving, and casting. So sculpture's the overhead description. And then when you get into assembling, there's a lot of different ways to do that. Modeling, there's only a few, and I'll get into that. Some good key terms. Just remember, one of the hard ones is low relief is the same as bas relief. When you're dealing with sculpture, and some of you guys still do this, you call artwork painting. Not all artwork is painting. In fact, probably only half of it is, or less than that. So you want to really think about calling sculpture, a sculpture when it is, and it's got 3 dimensions: height, width, and depth. Painting only has 2, height and width, and that's why it's called 2-dimensional, and this is why this is called 3-dimensional, because we have 3 dimensions. In the round is something you can walk around and that you are viewing it from every angle. There's no like flat back to it, if that makes sense. The back is as active as the front. Okay, so this is a really great sculpture in the round right here. Maman Louis Bourgeois. This is a bronze, stainless steel, and marble piece. So this is casting, which is one of the things we're going to cover, and it's also assembling because it's welded together. Okay, some bronze casting is singular pieces, but you can kind of see there's joints here. So this is done in segments because this is a very complex piece with a lot of curves. You can't just use one mold for this. There's several molds. When you add stainless steel and marble, then it also becomes more of an assemblage. This is not really an assemblage, it's really a pure sculpture, but you are assembling it, you're putting it together with different materials. So not just a strict bronze, keep that in mind, but it's in the round, you can walk around it, and then this particular piece you can walk under it, which is really, really dynamic and interesting. Very famous piece. Okay, so relief, pardon, low relief is bas relief. That's usually something you see on a wall piece, which I'm going to go to this one right here, 11.2, churning of the sea of milk. So it's very low. Do you notice how stuff that only has little tiny shadows, that's your indicator to state that it's a low relief. And there's no arms sticking all the way out. Everything is pretty flat. It's just barely any relief. Okay, that's low relief. High relief means the forms are dramatically projecting from there and it's at least half their depth. You could say this is half their depth because it's coming out to the shoulder, but that isn't really truly correct. It's still very flat. Okay, so high relief is our Durga fighting the buffalo demon, 11.3. One of the key indicators here is the shadows. Look at the difference. Very minimal, tiny little small shadows. These are big, deep shadows. So this is high relief. You can see some arms pretty much carved all the way out, like we're almost to the back of that arm. It's not freestanding. It's not completely coming out of the relief. It's not coming away from the stone, in other words, but it is coming quite a ways away from the flatness of the stone. These are both pieces that are for all intents and purposes, wall piece. This is actually carved into a cave. This is a live sculpture, live rock. It's not it's not a piece of rock that was moved and sculpted and then put back. It's carved into the wall of the cave. So that's unusual in that regard. This one is moved. It's a piece of stone as a part or multiple stones. If you look at these lines here, you'll see these are multiple stones. And this was moved to make up a beautiful compound, Angkor Wat, and then this is one relief of many in a large compound made of many stones. Okay, modeling. This is and this is a subtractive process. Remember, these two are subtractive. When you carve and you're chipping stuff away, and it could be wood as well. We're just looking at stone examples here, but it can be wood. And it can be other materials too, such as like soap or even linoleum or something like that, but generally speaking it's stone or wood. and that is subtractive. Once you pull the material away, you cannot put it back. Modeling is an additive process.